He picked the wrong family, and not scared of a conflict, and we're not scared. We're not running. We're coming at him.
But it just tells the story of it's the evil and the ugliness of people's hearts these days is everywhere.
Hey guys, welcome to the Think Tank. Okay, well, another full day, right? I got over to Discord and oh my word, what was going on over there? The information is coming out fast and furious with this case. It's unbelievable. Well, hello, Shauna and James, Mexi. Hey, Bruja. Good to see you, friend. Do. So yeah, this is live number 2 today. And I want to thank you guys for sending all of that stuff over there so I could grab onto some of it. So I will be hiding behind my avatar as I had a big nap and, well, I'll just leave it at that. So I have like a million tabs up. I really do not know where to begin with this. Let's start here, I think. Is that where I want to start? I think I'll wait. I'm going to start somewhere else. Do. I still have that song in my head. I love it. Okay, where are you? I see you here, but I don't see you there. You little bastard. What the hell's going on with this? So let's go over here. I'll go here. Okay, so this is kind of what seems to be going on right now. There's a lot of questions as to who this could be. If there is, like, if there's other victims, they're now mentioning Las Vegas and Carolina. So let's see what we have here. So are there others? I'm going to... Hey, Barry. Good to see you, friend. And Dave. Well, you know, I've got some of my absolute favorites hanging out. Now, I'm going to still try and get this a little bit bigger for you. I'll try that big. And then I also have to check. All right, let's go over here. We'll start here. So police are asking, are there other people that nobody is aware of that is going to be related to Rex. So we have Lindsay Harris, Jessica Foster, and is that it for names? So this is coming from, of course, Las Vegas. So this is the Review Journal. Check them out. So what it's saying is there could be more victims in a string of slayings in the Las Vegas Valley. The ladies who were also taken apart were found along highways in Las Vegas, detectives said on Friday. Detective Larry Hanna implored law enforcement authorities in other jurisdictions to check for cases similar to the 4 young women that have ties to Las Vegas. It's saying that the remains of the 3 women have been found off highways in Las Vegas, California, and Illinois. And a 4th woman who matches the description of the others is also missing. So Hannah said the women could have been slain by the same person. He's thinking maybe a truck driver because of the proximity to the major highways. I'm not saying they're connected. I'm saying there's enough that we in law enforcement need to work together and pay attention. As my sergeant says, there's no coincidences in law enforcement. The discovery of other cases could produce leads into the deaths of the women, Hannah said. Investigators have ruled out suspects. Investigators have ruled out as suspects the women's boyfriends, who also doubled as their imps. So it may not be a truck driver. Who knows, Hannah said. It's someone who travels the roads. The young women, ages 19 to 25 and working in the valley, disappeared between 2003 and 2006. Authorities investigating their cases are going down a well. Well, what we call a rabbit hole is their well. Worn path of investigations into Cheerio truck drivers, according to James Allen Fox, a professor at Northeastern University in Boston, who has written several books on Cheerios, including 2005's Extreme Unaliving, Understanding Cheerios and Mass Unalivers. Fox said there isn't anything in particular about truck drivers that would make them Cheerios. They're just tougher to catch and have access to these ladies, runaways, and hitchhikers. Their mobility aids them in evading apprehension. So this is a lot we were talking about Highway 16 or the Highway of Tears in Canada here. And it's the same thing. We're pretty sure that you're talking about truck drivers because especially back when a lot of this started happening, they weren't watching them like they are now. They didn't have GPS on their trucks. They didn't have all of the information that you can get at this point. So I'm thinking the people that are out there driving trucks and are Cheerios better stop what they're doing because they're going to get caught. So the case of truck drivers unaliving these ladies are among the most difficult to solve, he said. Police rarely have a crime scene. They have dump sites. The list of potential suspects, which would include Johns, is extensive. Witnesses to the crime, which could include other ladies, are usually unwilling to talk to the police. There's so many cases of this type of slayings that have been unsolved. Pick a state. The discovery of Cheerio truck drivers often makes national news. Bruce Mendenhall, an Illinois truck driver, was charged in 2007 with unaliving a Tennessee woman and has been charged or linked to the deaths of 4 other women. Keith Hunter Jesperson, we know this guy, don't we? Long-haul truck driver confessed in 1994 to unaliving 8 women in 5 states. Wayne Adam Ford, a truck driver, was sentenced last year after unaliving 4 women and dumping their taken-apart remains across California in the 90s. Oh, my God. America's Most Wanted is highlighting the case of the 4 Las Vegas Valley women in a show set to air tonight. Jody Brewer, 19, disappeared from Las Vegas in August of 2003. Her torso was in plastic and a sheet was found later that month in a desert near Interstate 15th off-ramp in, Simmer Road, about 25 miles south of the Nevada-California border. Jessica Foster, 21, was last seen in North Vegas between late March and early 2006, according to a website set up in her memory. She has not been found. Lindsay Harris, 21, disappeared from Henderson on May 4th, 2005. 19 days later, her legs were found in a grassy area a few hundred yards off Interstate 55, about 15 miles south of Springfield, Illinois. Investigators didn't identify the remains until this year. Misty, Sains, 25, was found by 2 bikers in the desert off of State Route 159, the road that leads to the Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area. Her partial remains were found wrapped in plastic and a cloth sheet on March 6, 2003, according to Clark County Coroner's Office. So, are we going to find, or have we found, that he has been in this area? Cheerios make them sound too. It does. Come up with another one. If we don't, Cheerios is the best I can do right now, but I'm sure there's better cereal. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Cheerios make them sound too nice. And that's my thoughts as well, Bruja. There has to be another place where he was dumping. And they do. They closely resemble the Gilgo Beach ladies. Yeah. Well, that's my understanding too. He must have lived in Long Island as a kid, grew up, moved away, and then came back. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think he went back to that house in something like, what did they say? I'll have to double check the date. But yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, as he was gone for a while and then ended up coming back. Oh, right? Might have a heart attack if Vegas 4 are connected. I was just doing a little researching. The Vegas 4, yes. Oh, he got a house there in 2005. Yeah, Dandy and Shauna. I got up, came to the computer, and oh my word, ding, 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 ding. I got looking, it's like, oh my God, where are you guys finding all this stuff? Nice. But you know what? From the time I had my little snooze to the time that I got up, which is probably a couple hours later, it was like information highway again. So I can see myself doing more than one live a day until I kind of catch up with these guys. There is Brian Koberger still going on, but I don't think there's been a lot new. There has been some paperwork that we can go through, but really it's motions. So I haven't panicked about it yet. All right. So the women all share common traits. All are white, between 5'4" and 5'6", and disappeared while as working ladies. According to the police, 3 of them even had, the same middle name, Marie. That's a very common middle name, I do believe. So authorities in California, Illinois, and Las Vegas are investigating the deaths, and North Las Vegas police are handling Foster's disappearance. Hannah said he believed there was a connection Among the cases, when Harris remains were identified by Illinois State Police in March. He remembered Brewer's death 5 years ago, also taken apart and also off of the highway, and made a link. I thought, well, this is kind of interesting. Okay. Sorry. Do you guys see that? Okay, so I thought, wow, this is kind of interesting. Their MOs, they're all alike. He got in touch with the agencies working with the other cases, and the result has been a jump toward finding a lead. Now he wants to not only law enforcement, but also the public to come forward if they're aware of similar cases. Absolutely. The more cases you can ID, the more chance you have of solving them. The Associated Press contributed to this report. And that was it for that one. Whoa, guys, just whoa. Just whoa. Yeah. It could be he has changed his MO, but taken him a long time to master it. You know what? Very well said. It's a ritualistic thing. I can't say no. I mean, what the hell is going on? Yeah, peaches, right? It was a long time getting away with it and building up confidence to keep up the unaliving. So I have so far Florida, possibly, Florida, and we've got Vegas, we've got Carolina, and where else, I wonder, are we going to find that he was going after people? So here we are. Investigation into the suspected Gilgo Beach unaliver expands to Las Vegas and South Carolina. Okay, not quite sure what that is.
That way.
Last week, the Walt Disney...
Nope. Okay, so investigations into the Gilgo Beach unaliving suspect have expanded beyond New York State in the days following his arrest in connection with the Long Island unalivings. And there's, like, what were we talking about earlier? There's 2 storage units, and they're not in the same spot. So it's going to be interesting to see what they come out with as far as that goes. Rex Heuerman, 59, Manhattan architect, has been charged with the unaliving of 3 women who were found on Long Island's South Shore back in 2010. And of course, he has pled not guilty because, you can tell he even looks innocent, right? Or not. Authorities in Nevada said Tuesday they're investigating a connection with the accused unaliver and Las Vegas. We are aware of Rex Heuerman's connection to Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Metro Police Department said in a statement Tuesday afternoon. We are currently reviewing our unsolved cases to see if he has any involvement. Police are trying to determine whether they should be searching any location in Vegas and what those sites might be. And we're still waiting to see if they will charge for, is it Melissa? The search for forensic and physical evidence in the Long Island case has also expanded to property Heuerman owns in Chester, South Carolina, where authorities seized his Chevrolet Avalanche in connection with the investigation. A witness to Costello's Disappearance reports seen a Chevrolet Avalanche, according to court records. Investigators on Tuesday were digging into Heuerman's life and checking to see if they could tie him to unsolved un-alivings or missing person cases throughout New York State. And I'm sure that's going to take a minute. 20 million people. The suspect's DNA has been entered into a statewide database available to all law enforcement agencies in New York. Heuerman was arrested in Manhattan last week and charged with the unaliving of Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello, whose remains were found covered in burlap along Ocean Parkway on Long Island's South Shore in December 2010. And we have found out that he has had access to, oh my God, sorry guys, to burlap. He has access to burlap sacks. I don't know how that is, but because I don't. He was also named the prime suspect in the unaliving of Maureen Brainard Barnes, a fourth woman who was discovered in the same spot. So this gives us a little bit of an idea. So right up here, okay, let me see right up here. Okay, right there. Location of arrest and the location of his office. From there, you can go down a little bit, which is Penn Station. You can also look the other way, and this is the locations that the remains were found connected to Heuerman on South Shore and then over here as well. Then his home is somewhere, it's almost like a direct shot from where the remains were found. Direct shot. They're saying between 200 firearms were found, and still what I'm hearing is right around 300, so I'm sure that will get sorted out. We want to take him into custody, that somewhere outside the house, because he had access to those weapons. Well, that makes total sense. Unreal. This is terrifying, Bruja. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I'm just sliding up here a bit. Okay, let's start here. I'm going to say that his dumping ground would be the only thing that would really change. How they passed and the lead up would be similar. Be interesting to find out about this guy's childhood. It really would. It really, really would. This dilapidated red house that he is in is his parents' home. He was raised there and then moved away for a while. And then I think it was back in the 80s that he ended up back in that house. Oh, wouldn't that be something? I'd love it if his mom was coherent and interviewable. And this is what I heard too. People called him names for being so big, like Lurch and stuff. Don't pick on people. And he was on the drama team. Oh, looky, looky. His mama should have taught him to finish the crust. We need a victim chart or something. I am going to lose track for sure. Actually, that's kind of in the works right now. Mexi is making up like a map time, and it'll have all of that information on it. She does an excellent job. Yeah. Someone on another channel mentioned that it could be duck blind burlap. Great thinking. I'm not a hunter, so I don't know. Yeah, and it sounds like he's He hunts ducks, it sounds like. Got a boat, I'm hearing. Oh no. I remember sitting at the table for hours because I didn't want to eat that freaking pork chop. But, I mean, parents leave the room, you slide it under the table to the dog, all's good. Oh, you see, you and me both. Did you have a dog too? Man, she was helpful. Right? See, all of us ladies. Food traumas. I was talking to my dad not long ago, and he was telling me, well, we were talking about different things when I was growing up, and I was like, "You'd made me sit at the table for hours," and it's funny as you get older, right? He's like, "I did not." Like, oh my goodness. Me too, until my dog found it and gave it away. Oh no, not breakfast. they were they were definitely gonna make you think supper was a great thing if you have to eat it when you first wake up. Yeah, map time with Mexi. It's gonna take her a bit. So what we're gonna do is Mexi's gonna do up map time, and I'll go through the probable cause. And while I'm doing that, we'll be able to kind of explain where things are and what happened where, and kind of like we did for a couple of the other cases. They even got me to eat liver and onions, and I was able to like make myself like it. We have a great group, don't we, friend? And if you're not subscribed out there, please do hit that like and that share button. Please subscribe, like, and share. Oh, right? Would not be surprised if this guy had some sort of animal cruelty. I would have to agree with that, right? See, I'm so not used to saying it. It's like I try to get the words that everybody else says. What is it? Like, share, and subscribe? Yeah. I think that's it. No, Pop, I had to get creative, Franky. Yeah. I mean, it would be interesting if either the ex-wife or I don't even know if she's still alive. I haven't found out anything about her. But one of them to know what he was like to live with, right? No escape. Oh, do you know what? She loves it though. Poor Megzy, map time is difficult. She enjoys every second of it. Every second of it. Muscle memory. Ah, grasshopper. Okay, let's get back into this. Okay, so the guns explained why police would have chosen to arrest him away from the home. Not knowing what kind of person he was, I could imagine that you wouldn't want him near all of those guns and duh. Investigators would have searched databases and discovered that Heuerman had dozens of gun permits. So they're saying he had 92 gun permits, but somewhere between 200 and 300 guns. So he is next scheduled to appear in court on August 1st. Oh my word. Okay, I've done that. Let's take a look at this. And one more. Is that right? This is maybe something I need to be looking into. Okay. Daily Mail. Gilgo Beach Cheerio suspect Rex Heuerman's 800,000 property portfolio in Las Vegas, South Carolina, and Long Island. What? Club de Sol declined to comment when contacted by Daily Mail. Okay, what the hell? Let's find out what's going on here. Gilgo Beach Cheerio suspect Rex Heuerman opened a property portfolio across several states worth around $800,000, including the small but inexpensive house in Long Island that police continue to raid. Like, are they ever? Fine-tooth comb. Daily Mail can confirm married Heuerman purchased his share of the 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo in Nevada for $16,955 in 2005 with his wife, Asa Ellerup, 4 years before any of this took place. What? 17,000 timeshare in this complex in Las Vegas. Wow. Timeshare, him and his wife, and the LA Strip. Or sorry, Las Vegas Strip. I like the Strip. Not to strip, the Strip. So this is similar to what he would have a timeshare in. So, yeah, then he bought this property in South Carolina close to his brother's place. And Craig is like, what? Yeah. The lot of land in yellow is adjacent to where Rex's brother Craig lives. So that's a fair chunk, isn't it? Heuerman's $650,000 home in Massapequa Park. What? What? Do tell. Do tell. What? $650,000 home. Is that how much property costs? I'm going to look into it, Bruja. I absolutely am, because I do know that muscle strength is a big help. And I appreciate the suggestion very much. Yeah, I could see him gloating. Yep. Taunt them and let them know the lifestyle of his victims and what he did to them. Yeah. Devalue their worth, deepen their pain. Yeah, and cruel. Like, what the hell? It does, doesn't it? It looks like a big shed. It's a mess. And they're saying that the inside is like no better. I can't imagine. Wow. I think I spit up in my mouth a little bit. $650,000. He also leased a space in this expensive Fifth Avenue office building in Midtown Manhattan. So, yeah, the outside's good. It's a really small office. Not much, nothing fancy in there, just a couple of glass desks and lots of paper. Beautiful. 59 was dramatically arrested Thursday night in Midtown Manhattan outside his architectural office on Fifth Avenue. Yes, yes, he was. The Chevrolet Avalanche that led police to Heuerman's was pictured outside of his home on Bing and Google Earth images. Yeah, and I've also got another Google Earth where it's parked out front. I think I've got some snaps of that. I just have to find out what file they popped into. $650,000. The shingles are for shit. I bet the place leaks like... Would you trust that fireplace? Check out the stack. And it almost looks like they are using like... What, 2x4s to hold up the corners? And yeah, they have not stopped. They've been in and out of that place. Storage units are just 2.3 miles from the Heuerman house and are also near where the remains were found on Gilgo Beach. Gilgo. 2.3 miles from the house. The army of forensic investigators will continue to comb through Heuerman's home in hopes of finding further evidence in the Cheerio case that stumped them for over a decade. Oh. I said no. Oh, Rod Stewart, 78, basks in the sun. So that plot of land out by his brother in Chester, South Carolina, that is worth $154,000, and that's where he was wanting to retire. It's unclear if it is the town where the police found the Chevrolet Avalanche that was seized in South Carolina as part of the probe. So what, do you have two of these? Because there's pictures of it out front of that house, fairly recent. Neighbors there told Fox News, check them out there in the subscription, that Heuerman's brother Craig often spoke about him and his plans to buy more property in the area. Plans to buy everything up, his brother said. Yeah, I don't think so. Court documents say that the 3 un-alivings he is accused of took place while his wife was away. Yes. It is not clear the last time that they stayed at this resort, which offers a shuttle service to and from the Strip. Club de Soleil could not confirm if Heuerman and his wife still own the timeshare. Heuerman and his wife also owe $81,500 in personal income tax to the state. The architect also filed several lawsuits in New York where he accused drivers of injuring him in collisions. Ow, ow, ow. Kind of like what Dr. What was it, Hasloff? Oh, and there's still one pending. So they are saying they expect to charge him for the Maureen Brainard Barnes case. I hope so. This guy is no good. $650,000. What? They need to go in there with like a bulldozer and just start. So they're saying that as of Friday, that Heuerman continued to patronize the ladies at all hours of the night and using those damn burner phones to conceal who he was. So there is also, police are now scouring 2 storage units in Amityville next to Massapequa Park, where Heuerman has lived his whole life. His home, which he has lived in since the 1980s, is also being picked apart by the forensic team. Tracked down after the task force was set up in 2022. More than 200 times in a 14-month period. And that's what he was searching for updates, sorry. Over 200 times. In January 2023, hair was found on a piece of burlap used to wrap one of the Gilgo Beach victims and was matched with DNA from the pizza box. It is frickin' Pizzagate. Authorities made a number of shocking discoveries when the remains of 8 women, a man, and a child were found near the Gilgo Beach area between December 2010 and April 2011. Yeah, his face is just wrong. What is it, Mexi? His eyes are too close. Yeah, ew. Not too much of a dump, at least. Wow. Unreal. That's what I say. Unreal. Whew. Good night, James. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Yeah, right, Dave? I hope they took the traps out of the drains in his house. Me too. Me too. Always enjoy a chat with James, right? All righty. Yeah, wonder how many more art pieces they found. Wasn't that disgusting? Yabba. Gilgo Beach. Suspect Las Vegas police reviewing unsolved cases to see if Rex Heuerman is involved. So probably just go through this one fairly fast. Let's see what they have to say here. I like those. Should I go shopping while I'm streaming? Come in. So, Las Vegas authorities are reviewing their unsolved cases to see if the accused Cheerio, Rex Heuerman, is connected to them in any way following the arrest of that little chunk of shit. My bad. I'm sorry. Not. Like, I'm sorry. Look at this guy. And you know what even makes it worse to me is the size of him. Like, these girls had no chance. Not against somebody this big. No way. What were they saying? 6'6", 280 pounds, I think is what they said. And how is a 5'6", 110-pound woman? I mean, that's three of them. Tied them up and dumped their bodies along a desolate highway 45 miles east of Manhattan and just across the bay for him. Half a dozen charges he's received so far. Even his gutters are a mess. They say that you can tell kind of where a person is with their mental health based on their surroundings, how they keep themselves, how they keep their house, how they keep their car, how they keep their yard. And of course, still the main suspect for Maureen Brainerd Barnes, 25 years old, who was also found at the same time. And of course, we know that Shannon Gilbert is the one who basically set this off, and they're still saying that that was accidental somehow. After a series of harrowing 911 calls from Gilbert, search teams found the first four victims, dubbed the Gilgo Four. Costello, 27, Brainerd Barnes, 25, Waterman, 22, and Bartholomew, 24. Alchemist saying server lost. Come on. No, I don't want to see anyways then. That's good. So I think maybe we'll take a look over here. Check that one out. We're going through this at a pretty good rate, so I won't be keeping you up all hours. That doesn't mean I might not do something later. This gaze, I tell you what, my God. And I think I'll put this one up too. Hey, Jazzy. How dare people walk down her street? How dare they? What? Okay. I said no. Okay, let's do this.
Standing here with my law enforcement partners in the Gilgo Task Force to announce
You guys, look at how desolate that is. It just, whoa. So I always find this, I better come back, make sure I'm not. I always mute myself, as we know. So, okay, let's go back here. So I find it absolutely terrifying that there is literally nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. And chances are really good that no one will hear you scream. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Close. So the family of Gilgo Beach, unaliver suspect Rex Heuerman, was disgusted and shocked to learn about the damning evidence linking him to at least 3 unalivings, according to law enforcement. Mr. Heuerman's bombshell arrest last week sent shockwaves across the shoreline community of Gilgo Beach in Long Island following 13 years of unanswered questions over a trail of bodies found in the area. The married father of 2 is facing 6 charges after the unaliving of Amber Costello, Megan Waterman, Melissa Bartholomew, all ladies in their mid-20s whose remains were found during a missing persons investigation back in 2010. And that was Shannon Gilbert. He's also the prime suspect in the unaliving of a 4th woman, Maureen Brainerd Barnes. Authorities keep saying more charges are expected. Police Commissioner Rodney Harrison told CNN that Mr. Heuerman's family reacted with shock to his arrest and are now cooperating with the investigation. Good on them. Whoa. Before being taken into custody, Mr. Heuerman, 59, had outwardly led a normal life, working as an architect in Midtown Manhattan and making very little impressions on his neighbors. They were disgusted, they were embarrassed, Mr. Harrison said. So if you ask me, I don't believe they knew about this double life that he was living. Mr. Heuerman lived in Massapequa Park with his wife of more than 25 years. His attorney said in a statement last week that Mr. Heuerman is nothing but a loving husband and devoted father, and suggested that the Suffolk County Task Force leading the investigation is ignoring stronger leads. Oh my God. Yeah. There's always going to be that side, right? Always going to be that side that has to push against the grain. Rex Heuerman is 59 years old. No prior criminal history. That's why I'm not finding anything on this dipshit. Criminal defense lawyer Michael Brown said in a statement to News 12, Long Island, he is a loving husband to his wife and involved and dedicated father to his daughter and stepson. I think they're both steps. Stepdaughter and stepson, I do believe. Of course, allegedly. And while the government has decided to focus on him despite more significant and stronger leads, this is coming from his lawyer, right? We're looking forward to defending him in a court of law before a fair and impartial jury of his peers. Oh my God, me too. The task force investigating the unalivings linked Mr. Heuerman to the case through cell phone evidence, witness testimony, chilling searches found on his electronic devices, DNA in one of the crime scenes. Yeah, doesn't that just scream innocence? Good God, Martha. More forensic analysis revealed female hairs in the 3 crime scene locations belonged to Mr. Heuerman's wife. However, authorities have determined through cell phone records that Mr. Heuerman's wife was out of state when any of this took place. At the time that Bartholomew went missing in July 2009, she was in Iceland. She was in Maryland around the time Waterman disappeared in June 2010, and also traveled to New Jersey when Costello was last seen in September of that year. So, that's pretty damning as well. They don't need, they could be finding a treasure trove of DNA. But you know what? I don't think when you've got a case that is looking this solid that you absolutely need that DNA. Everything points to this man. In my opinion, my humble opinion. So, his searches were quite normal, or not. They included sadistic, torture-related child pee, and disturbing content. Mr. Heuerman is also accused of searching, why could law enforcement not trace the calls made by the Long Island Cheerio? Why hasn't the Long Island Cheerio been caught? New phone technology may be the key to breaking the case. So yeah, searches that we all have, right? We all sit down at night after supper and start looking for this kind of crap. Former New York Police Department Chief Detective Robert Boyce said that the 59-year-old suspect is now being looked at in connection to missing person cases and un-alivings far beyond the shores of Long Island, across the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and even nationwide. If he was there, man, I'd be checking. That's kind of the way I see it. I made some phone calls yesterday to see what they were doing. They're looking at the missing persons who have never been found and see if they can put those together. Check that out. So not just in Suffolk, but through the tri-state area to see what they can put together. There's also the FBI, awesome, that is looking into national issues as well. Mr. Boyce pointed out that Mr. Heuerman has been free for many years as the accused unaliver continued his daily life for 13 years after these remains were discovered back in 2010. We have no idea what this man has been up to for the last 13 years. You can't be feeding me that crap. Absolutely not. That just means because he was free for all that time, that it's giving us a wider net. An NYPD official told ABC News that the married father of two's DNA has been entered into the statewide database and that his alleged MO is being compared to other cases across the state. Yeah, go get him. Go get him. Yeah, I think you're right. You sound like me, friend. Research, 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 right? Get down, Jess. No use crying. Doesn't mean you're going to get a cookie any faster. Yeah, love a good rabbit hole. 12:05, oh my. That's something. Exact same time, 12:05? Yeah, me too. Hate that you hurt, friend. So let's see here.
First tonight, the search for more clues in the Gilgo Beach murder investigation is expanding now out of state. We begin our team coverage of this investigation with News 12's crime reporter Krista McNally, who is live in Massapequa Park at the home of the suspect. Krista, good evening.
Good evening, Joe. That's right. Here at the Gilgo Beach suspect Rex Heuerman's home, you can see detectives are still combing through evidence. They have been collecting evidence since Thursday night, and we are now able to confirm that investigators are also collecting evidence for this case as far away as South Carolina, going through Rex's property there. And police say there is no end in sight for when their investigation.
I honestly believe they are on this. The fact that they were able to get all of this accomplished without anybody even knowing that there was a task force is amazing and not easy to do.
And here will be complete. Property tax records revealed that Rex Heuerman owns the Chester County property, and that is where his car was seized from by the authorities. Now detectives are looking for evidence there as well.
You have to be extremely meticulous in a case like this.
Joseph Becerra, a former New York State Police investigator, says every lead needs to be followed and all potential evidence pulled because there could possibly be more victims. And he says you want to search for anything that may have belonged to the three women Heuerman is accused of killing.
A lot of times with serial killers, they like to keep souvenirs.
As News 12 first reported, Heuerman's two Amityville stores.
See, that's the thing. He's got all this storage, all this different property. I'm kind of thinking along the same lines as Dandy. Can't see the man using a shovel. But there is a lot of places for them to be looking, especially if everything is as cluttered as they are saying.
Storage units also being searched. News 12 was the first on scene as state police opened the second unit on Monday. We got a clear look inside, and what we observed were police taking out pictures, furniture, boxes, electronics, and on Tuesday they were seen photographing paperwork. As for Heuerman's wife and children who lived in the home where an enormous amount of evidence is being pulled from, Suffolk Police Commissioner Rodney Harrison doesn't believe they were aware about his accused crimes.
If you ask me, I don't believe that they knew about this double life that Mr. Heuerman was living.
I don't know. I've seen that face.
Gene Campito.
How terrifying is that? This man was even pulling the wool over his family's eyes. And now they're going to be traumatized for the rest of their life because they trusted this man.
Lives nearby Rex Heuerman and says he has an eerie, familiar face. She was one of the many onlookers that walked down to see detectives investigating on Tuesday.
I want to look at the house before they tear it down.
You think they'll tear it down?
Definitely.
And why do you think that?
Find any clue they can.
Heuerman has lived in his Massapequa Park home his entire life, according to neighbors.
I think they're going to bulldoze it down. Look at the beautiful houses around them. And I'm thinking it's the property that is worth all that money because it cannot be that house.
Police have gone through great lengths to keep the evidence private, putting tarps and tents at all locations they are investigating.
It's vital that the police keep all evidence under wraps until it's tested forensically.
I think the police did a great job. I'm amazed that they even put all these clues together.
Yeah. Great job is right.
The first storage unit search appears to be complete as there were no police officers there today. And as for the other three, the investigation continues. Meantime, Heuerman pled not guilty to the charges he is facing. That's the latest from...
I don't know why. That always drives me nuts. Why in God's green earth would you do that to the families? Like, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Like, after everything you've done, can you not... at least, what's this? What is this? I think I've got it, but if I don't, I do now. I lost myself there. Lost my train of thought. Got all excited. So a retired New York State Police investigator Joseph, I'm going to say Becerra, says every lead needs to be followed and all potential evidence pulled because there could be a possibility of more victims. He says police should be searching for anything that could have belonged to the 3 women that Heuerman is accused of unaliving. A lot of times with these Cheerios, they have to keep souvenirs. You know, it gets them busted all the time, but yeah, oh, I think I'll take this with me. State police are also searching 2 Amityville storage units in relation to the Gilgo investigation. Stop. Hey. We're getting a pretty good view of everything. Let's see here. So this is basically talking about how they're processing things that they're finding. There was some pictures of one of them taking pictures of paperwork. Let's see what this has to say. News 12 is in the description, so check them out.
Behind a tree or something.
It was a rainy and cold January night 6 years ago when Steve Von Doering alleges his longtime girlfriend, Barbara O'Sullivan, was the victim of a staged car accident here along Front Street, less than a mile away from their Massapequa Park home.
Right away, he was saying he was injured. He was angry. He banged the hood of her car.
Court documents show that angry pedestrian turned out to be Rex Heuerman, who sued O'Sullivan for $5 million a few weeks later, claiming he suffered severe and permanent personal injuries and a loss of enjoyment in life. Over video chat, Von Doering told me he'll never forget the day the couple had to face him in court.
I thought he was kind of odd right as soon as I saw him. Just his facial expressions.
He claims Heuerman would walk away with far less than what he demanded, accepting a $55,000 payout. The whole experience Van Doering and his girlfriend long after.
She was always afraid of retaliation from him after that. She was afraid he might do something bad to her house.
Fast forward 6 years, and this dramatic scene unfolded at Heuerman's nearby home.
I said to Barbara, that's the house where that guy lives that you were in the accident with. She was very upset.
But their encounter appears to be part of a pattern. The Turn to Terra team reviewed court filings revealing the...
Yeah, he seems to have liked to sue people. Let's put it that he liked to sue people. This is not his first kick at the can. He's been doing this a while.
Suspected Gilgo Beach serial killer was also involved in at least 3 other similar lawsuits over the past decade, each involving allegations Heuerman was hurt in car accidents, which followed by demands for $5 million. In one incident in 2013, Heuerman accused a taxi driver from Yonkers of running over his foot, though the case was dismissed 3 years later. The most recent incident, still winding its way through the courts, involves an accident in Brooklyn last year where Heuerman accused a Long Island couple of being careless and reckless. Heuerman's attorneys on record have not returned our repeated calls for comment, but Von Doering was...
So yeah, they're saying basically that he was out there frickin' terrifying people. You know, I mean, it's to have a guy that is that big and likes to be aggressive and push people around. Yeah, there's issues there. Oh, thank you so much. If you're here and like the content, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much, Dandy. I appreciate you. Oh, Lizzie. I'll put this back a little bit. So I don't have this on mute. There's no sound. So yeah, they have been digging, haven't they? I don't think they're going to get a rush to judgment or anything insane like that, because holy smokes. Known by neighbors as a quiet man with a family that kept to themselves and had a dark secret. The thing is everybody was creeped out by them. They would even at Halloween time, they would be dumping out the candies they got from that house. They didn't want the kids to eat them. Allegedly. He's accused of the unaliving of those 3 women and still hoping to get the 4th. All 4 of those ladies need justice. Officers spent the weekend searching through this unkept home. Go figure, big surprise. We've been looking at this quite a few times, so I'm sure you guys don't want to see it again. So this is what I found interesting, is that he had an arsenal in a vault. And they're saying that the amount of weapons that he had is usually for like cult-like places. Like, why the hell do you need all of those guns? They're saying it's not determined whether they were obtained illegally, but we do know that 92 did have permits. So now if they're using the number 300, I am not sure if, or 200 for that matter, if those ones are included, but I think not. I think that's closer to 300 with them included. So the architect, who in a creepy interview said, have you guys seen that? Not long before his arrest, once said his favorite tool was a hammer. So, what did he say? Because it was good for persuasion and had numerous toolboxes that the police served a warrant okay, let me go over that again. I'm just like, kind of like his favorite tool was a hammer because it's good for persuasion. Okay, good Lord. Also had numerous toolboxes that the police serving a search warrant took interest to, no doubt. So have you guys heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but did you guys hear that a hammer was possibly used? Because I ran across that, but I'm not taking it as fact quite yet. So now they're saying more than 200 firearms, and that he was an avid duck hunter. So yeah, you need 200 guns for that. I get it. I get that. Good God, Martha. So there's a saying here about the storage units, that they're going through them, and that they're really not going to say much about the searches quite yet. And that doesn't surprise me, right? So he grew up in this house, and he bought it from his mother in the 90s. What do they say here? The hulking hunter. There's a snapshot again. They're saying here, following a series of 911 calls from Gilbert, search teams found the first 4 victims, and they were dubbed the Gilgo Four. Costello, 27, Bernard Barnes, 25, Waterman, 22, Bartholomew, 24. March 2011, the partial remains of 20-year-old Jessica Taylor were found near Gilgo Beach. Authorities said part of Taylor's body was discovered 8 years earlier and 40 miles away. So what? What? Oh my God. Days later, 3 more sets. Remains were found along Ocean Parkway, which runs along Long Island's South Shore beaches. There was 24-year-old Valerie Mack, whose partial remains had also been found in Manorville years earlier. An unidentified toddler was found near Mack, according to the official website dedicated to the case. 2 miles west, police discovered the remains of an unidentified Asian man or transgender woman, believed to be 17 to 23 years old. I had never heard that. Asian man or transgender woman. A week later, April 2011, 2 more sets of partial remains were found along Ocean Parkway. The first of those of the women known as Peaches, believed to be the mother of the toddler found the week before. Part of her body had been previously discovered in Hempstead Lake in the state park in 1997. The second was the skull of a woman who was linked to the remains found on Fire Island in 1996. What the actual hell? What? So that didn't escalate in creepiness a whole bunch. Wow. Yeah, and they do seem to file lawsuits over everything. I mean, look at that person years ago that drank coffee from McDonald's, hot coffee, burnt their lips, and then charged McDonald's, so they all had to start putting on on coffee, tea, whatever, that caution, this could be hot. Oh my God, people. So have you guys heard that before? Possibly a transgender woman. Wouldn't there be ways for them to figure that out? Oh, is that right? The male potential victim had teeth missing. Is that right? I had no idea. Just say that each gun from 309 to 500, 100 each, some more and some less. Oh my God. Buenas noches, Peruja. It is. Oh. You see? Perry, thank you. Thank you very much. Did you guys know this? I'm like, what? This is like a whole different... Thank you. Thank you. Well, hello, Wolfie. Can't believe how close they were to the road. That is the thing. You know, I don't... I mean, that road is narrow. The only thing I can think is maybe he didn't want his vehicle to be seen, so it was like rushed. Yeah. Oh, they also stopped making the coffee as hot, sad face. I know, right? All because someone figured out a way to, like, make some money. That's what I think of too, Shauna. Like Amityville Horror Town. Yeah, you can't say Amityville without that jumping out at you, right? And Jaws. Okay, so I've got one more for us to check out, and it's just a video. So we'll just kind of see what it's all about. It's got to be getting late for y'all. I'm not sure yet because I'm still thinking I want to get onto Google Earth and check out Oak Beach, because Oak Beach is where Shannon was. So let's check this out for a few minutes, friends.
They're worried they have a serial killer on the loose.
After 4 bodies wrapped in burlap were dumped in a marshy area along this Long Island beach in 2010. The bodies all found within a quarter mile of each other.
Everyone's gonna have to go.
But the case went cold in the...
So I think what I'm going to have to do is, because it looks like it's some kind of special for Nightline, I'm just going to recommend you go check it out. I won't show it because I don't want to catch caca. But I think it's called Inside Detectives' Big Break in the Gilgo Beach un-alivings. And it's on ABC and looks like Nightline. I'm a little nervous when it comes to getting my fingers slapped. You know, it's something else, this case. So I am not going to hold you guys up very much longer. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. But it's got to be getting late because I'm one of the early birds on the whole worldwide clock thing. The original chief or investigator of this case got in trouble for some kind of misconduct. I need to look into what he was in trouble for. Yes, I was watching that last night. He's in the Hooskow, isn't he? He was doing all sorts of shady shit. All sorts. And it was basically, I think they got rid of him. And you're right, I can't remember. Is it only 9? You're funny. Oh my God, you guys are so awesome. You're not getting bored yet? So I'm going to look at one more thing that I'm going to check out. I don't know. Oh, hey, thank you, friend. Do you know what? I heard that sound earlier and I didn't know what it was. So if I've missed somebody, but thank you so much. Yeah, and if I've missed someone, I'm really sorry. I didn't know what that sound was. Yeah. Okay. Let me just check. Does anybody know that guy's name? I don't know. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, you guys are so awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think that's what I heard. He did get into trouble. He beat the snuff out of someone and then covered it up. So is that right in New York City? Oh my word. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, you guys are so awesome. See, chief fired. Okay, I'm just going to. I'm not finding it. I don't know the bugger's name. But. Oh, hey, this is kind of interesting. Let's check this out, guys. You guys are so awesome. Oh my goodness, you make my day every day. So, this looks interesting. Woman who dated Rex Heuerman says he wouldn't stop talking about the Gilgo Beach un-alivings, and it freaked her out. Tic Toc post of Nikki Brass, who had a frightening date with Gilgo Beach serial murderer, Rex, nearly 10 years ago. Weirded me out. Let's check it out. Let's look at it. James Burke. Okay, thank you very much, Wolfie. James Burke. He liked the ladies also, or he liked to be mean to them. Oh my word. Maybe it was his announced obsession with true crime, or how he couldn't stop about the Gilgo Beach Cheerio unalivings and knew things about the case that hadn't yet been in the papers. But nearly 10 years ago, Nikki Brass, then in her mid-20s, hit the brakes hard on what she called her date with Rex Heuerman. Oh, good God. Never that desperate. Never that desperate. New York man charged with the Gilgo Beach Four. Gilgo. Why do I want to go Gilgo? Gilgo. As she put it in a Tic Toc post from Monday through her account, he really weirded me out. I didn't want dessert, she remembered, of hightailing it out of dinner. 59-year-old father of two was arrested, as we do know. And internet searches for history heavy with torture stuff. Are you kidding me? She'd met him on one of the sketchy sites. Back then, Brass 34 joked to the Insider on Tuesday of the dating website she frequented while living on Long Island. I just want girls to understand how dangerous those sites can be. The hairstylist and mom, who now lives in New England, said of why she's coming forward, including to Insider and Good Morning America. Check them out, which will air in an interview on Wednesday, so tomorrow. What freaked her out most? He knew about the victims who, at the time of their date, hadn't been publicized yet, she said. So I don't really know where to totally begin with this. Nervously describing the date in a Tic Toc post. So yeah, I mean, possible, right? Possible, not sure. And part of me thinks I should go to the cops and talk to them because he did say information that wasn't let out in public, she said. And honestly, that's what made me lose the date, she said. Because I knew, because I was watching the news and I was following this case. So maybe they went to a seafood place. She said she had a bad feeling about him, but she doesn't always trust her gut, was young and dumb. Well, and I mean, didn't have great vision. Have you seen that guy? So they had normal conversations, asked about being a true crime fan. And now she says, in retrospect, it does sound chilling. And she says that he started spouting off about the knowledge of the case, she said, and he knew a lot, including, she said, about a body that was not announced on the news yet. It was not just him, she said, adding that Heuerman's description leads her to believe now that there were other people involved. Oh. He's taking the fall, though, I think, for all of them, she said in a post. Oh. Huh. After dinner ended, he asked her, well, do you want to go back to my place? She said, I don't know. I'd have to follow you in my car. No. She said, Heuerman insisted, get in my car with me. Leave your car here. She that. Said she wasn't going to leave her vehicle in a random port, although he kept trying to persuade her. Oh, she says that she didn't feel comfortable getting into the car alone with a stranger, and he turned angry and insistent. Everything is speculation. We're not sure with any of this stuff. It's all, it's speculation. We have no clue what's true and what's not. Never spoke to him again. Ew. Really? How could you ever get to a point in life where you go, oh, that guy's good looking? Each to their own. So this is, let's see if it's the same woman. Former escort recounts creepy encounter with accused Gilgo Beach unaliver Rex Heuerman, saying, oh, this is exclusive. I can't even read it. They're cutting me off. What else is going on? Let's look at this maybe. I want to go check out Oak Beach tonight. She looks so young. So, Perry, you were saying that he was missing teeth? I don't know. That's a really good question. That's a really good question. Let me take a look here. Okay. I grabbed it. I'll take a look at that in a second here. What? No. No, don't wanna. Alrighty. These are just basically pictures that we've gone over time. Look at how big that bastard is. Holy! So you know what? Let's go check that out. Let's go check it out, Perry. Okay. Oh, is that right? An unknown female hair. Ah. Oh, my word. You don't know how right you are, friend. Like, seriously? I haven't kept up today. I did just about a 2-hour stream earlier today. I ended up watching some stuff on YouTube from my couch, zonked out for a little while, and came back, and it's like, what? Like, it's going, stuff is happening very fast. I'm guessing the other ones were not found exactly the same as the original 4, or they would already have been leaking it. That's what I think, Shauna. Yeah, I think there's something different. I'm not convinced that means it was like a different person, because a lot of times they will change their MOs. So, yeah, I don't know. And then there's this theory, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, Rex Heuerman is a demon that walks among us, a predator that ruined families. And if not for the members of this task force, he would still be out in the streets today. However, even with this arrest, we're not done. There's more work to do in this investigation regarding the other victims of the Gilgo Beach bodies that were discovered. I'm going to encourage anybody that still has information, call our Crime Stoppers hotline.
Okay, oops. Okay. That was that. No, thank you. No, thank you, please. I say no thank you, please. Okay, so, and it's back. There we are. So, attorney representing the families of two women whose remains were found at Gilgo Beach more than a decade ago has shared his suspicions that newly arrested suspect Rex Heuerman may have had a female accomplice. So before we start getting into this, guys, tell me, do you think that this could possibly, is this likely? What do you think? Okay. Okay. I got froggy throat tonight. Okay, they think that there could have been a female accomplice. This case went cold until last year when Suffolk County Police reopened the probe into the grim un-alivings last week. An interagency task force arrested 59-year-old Manhattan architect Mr. Heuerman, reigniting hopes that the victims' families might finally be able to obtain justice. So I don't know if they're going to say it in this particular. Still, I have to say one of my favorite things is they took him, they arrested him, and he started to cry. The 6'6" monster that has more than likely been running around unaliving people stood there and blew snot bubbles. Oh my word. Attorney John Ray represents families of Gilbert and Jessica Taylor, whose remains were among those found during the 2010 probe. Mr. Ray told The Independent on Tuesday that he has also long expected that a woman may have helped to lure the victims. Oh. We have a number of reasons to think a woman may have been involved. Nothing is certain here. I want to emphasize that. But there was some evidence that a woman was involved. The attorney says that some of the evidence that could suggest a woman was involved is the way Baby Doe's body was found. Yes, she was wrapped up with love. The child's mother, dubbed Peaches, for a tattoo on her torso, was found in Nassau County in 1997. Additional remains and those of her child were found years later after the unalivings had been linked to the Gilgo Beach case. The baby was wrapped in a blanket of some kind, and that's something, if you're a depraved unaliver, as a man, would you take the time to do that, Mr. Ray said. But a mother might do that. That's just one. I use that as one of the several reasons why we think that, but we don't have any dispositive evidence that it is so far. Yeah, he doesn't look like the warm, cuddly, nurturing type, does he? So this here is always disturbing. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but I'll go over it one more time. So Shannon Gilbert was found in December 2011 in Suffolk County, and Suffolk County authorities have previously said they do not believe Gilbert was a victim of the Gilgo Beach Cheerio, or even that she was a victim of homicide. However, an independent autopsy commissioned from her family ruled she died from an overly rough neck massage. We've insisted that she was unalived. We have overwhelming evidence that it's true, Mr. Ray said. The police had taken bizarre position that she, get this, died of natural causes in the middle of that there swamp after calling 911 for 20 minutes, saying someone was trying to unalive her. Yes, natural causes. We're hoping now with the new task force that these great guys and new brains and excellent work of district attorney and the new police commissioner, Rodney Harrison, we're hoping that they're going to give it a new look at the evidence with Shannon and investigate it as an unaliving. Oh. Like, even when you listen to that, of that call she was on with 911, that girl was terrified. And when she was running, the shrieks that was coming out of her, it was, oh my God. Mr. Ray said his clients who have welcomed news of the arrest and now hope their loved ones, unaliver or unalivers, will also face the criminal system. Oh, so there's only, I don't know where he'd find a woman that's going to help him with this stuff. I mean, it takes all types, absolutely. But by the sounds of things, it doesn't sound like it was anyone in his family. So both families are very happy that this man was caught, and they're happy for the other family members of the other victims. But the unaliver of their loved ones has not been found. And if it turns out to be Tyrannosaurus Rex monster, there's no solace in the end. Justice is an idea, but it's not a feeling in a sense. And their feelings and their senses are still hurt. And this resurrected those feelings. So it's bittersweet. Mr. Ray said that his law firm is joining efforts with the Suffolk County Police Department investigating team. Commissioner Harris has said in the aftermath that the probing any links. Jazzy, don't listen to it. It's okay. It's okay. Oh. There's a little dog out there just a-yipping. So on Tuesday, former New York Police Chief of Detectives, Jazzy Robert Boyce, told ABC's Good Morning America that Mr. Heuerman is being looked in at connection to missing person cases and unalivings far beyond the shores of Long Island. Across tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and nationwide. As we know, Vegas now, too. Mr. Ray also told The Independent that although he had a tip that a breakthrough development would be announced in the case, he was not familiar with Mr. Heuerman. Look at that scratching pose, everything. Everything. It's like they're gutting that place. Oofta. Yes, he's the president of the architectural firm RH Consultants and Associates. Has anybody watched that interview he gave from his office there? Talking about working with the Catholic Charities, the sewer treatment plants, American Airlines, JFK International. He made himself sound pretty damn pumped up. However, court records obtained by CNN, check them out, they're always good, show that Mr. Heuerman, who lives in the same modest home where he was brought up in Massapequa Park, has a history of filing personal injury lawsuits. Yes, right? We were just hearing about that. So it seems that he likes to claim that he's hit by vehicles. And this one is saying that he owes over $200,000 in taxes to the IRS. So that number has jumped. Dipping in Manhattan doesn't make you rich. Exactly. But here he is, an architect, and yet his house is filthy and broken down and held up by 2x4s on the front porch. I thought that's what was happening there. It's a striking contrast between, the guy in the suit and tie you see in the picture and his actual circumstances. Well said. Unreal. So it sounds like it's possibly some of the families that were thinking that there might be a female involved. I'm still not so sure about that, but what do you guys think? Woman vibes, yeah. I read that the mom was a darker skin and the baby was mixed. I don't think anyone reported them missing or is looking for them. Oh my God. That's a good question. Did he bite? That's very, very interesting questions. Wolfie. Investigators removed bizarre items from the Long Island home of suspect Gilgo Beach un-aliver Rex Heuerman Monday, including what appeared, that portrait of a woman with a battered face. That is creepy. Did you guys see that? Ugh. Rex Heuerman's art. See what I can find here. And then, my friends, I'm going to jump off. And I'll be back tomorrow morning. That's a guarantee. I'll double check our Discord, see if you guys have added anything. How come I'm not finding the picture? Very sick. Looking. I keep thinking they called it art. Ew. No. Which is, I think it's in one of the articles, but I'm not sure which one. And they're kind of, here. Ew. See if I can do this. Okay, not my forte. But we'll look at it this way. It's not big, but can you guys see that okay? It's this over here. This creepy thing. Yeah. If I can find a good one, I'll get it for tomorrow. I don't think he did. I don't think he did, but I mean, it's possible. Oh, you know what? Person can check it out. I don't know if he's got any kind of studio or not. But wouldn't that be something? Right, Wolfie? Oh, is there comments, friends? Is there stuff that I'm not seeing? Huh. Huh. Okay, guys. Well, it's been 2 hours, so I am going to say thank you very much. You guys, I'll come over there and see what's going on.